Hello fans and friends, welcome to another video. My name's Keir Smith. I'm slowly building up my tape cassette collection again. I don't know why I do it to myself, it's an added expense I don't need. But it's largely been cheap and cheerful. I've been picking these things up at car boot sales, second-hand music stores and charity shops. But then I did go to eBay and pick up a few choice selections too, so the collector in me is starting to take over again. When I first started buying albums, I bought everything on tape cassette. I was a teenager growing up in the 90s and I had a tape cassette Walkman, so it made complete sense to me to buy everything on tape, put it in and listen happily all day long. But it didn't take me too long to move on to buying CDs, and once I did, there really was no need for tape cassettes. And I did hang on to them for a few years. I had around about 60 or 70 tape cassettes, but eventually I sold them all. If I remember right, I sold them all around about 15 years ago and I got next to nothing for them, which I really regret now. But that was then, this is now, and I started slowly collecting tape cassettes again at the start of this year actually, 2022. And I've got 10 tape cassettes here to show you, most of which I own on either CD or vinyl or both, but these are nice to have. At the start of 2022, me and my girlfriend went away for her birthday to a little place in Derbyshire, England called Matlock. And while we were walking around the town centre, I found a second-hand music store. So naturally, I went in and the guy had around about 50 or 60 tape cassettes there to choose from and a sign next to it saying 3 for £1. So I had a quick flick through and I found these two tape cassettes. The Rolling Stones, Emotional Rescue and Exile on Main Street. Both top 10 Stones albums, in my humble opinion. Emotional Rescue has some great tracks on it. The title track, Dance Part 1, Where the Boys Go, Summer Romance. And Exile on Main Street is an undoubted classic in my book. I love this album. Rocks Off, Tumbling Dice, Shine a Light, Soul Survivor, I Just Want to See His Face, all down the line. Magnificent. But I thought that this was pretty cool. The Emotional Rescue one is standard casing, but the Exile on Main Street is slightly different. The tape cassette just slides out of the side here, sort of clicks into place. So I thought that was pretty neat. The next 5 tape cassettes that I'm going to show I got from a car boot sale in Nottingham. I got them all from the same guy. I think he was doing 2 for £1, but he gave me 5 for £2. And I got this by the Beatles. This is the Beatles with Tony Sheridan on the Polydor label, and it says here, Los Primeros Beatles. Here's the tape cassette. As I say, it's on the Polydor label, and on side A, we've got Ain't She Sweet, Cry for a Shadow, My Bonnie, Skinny Minnie, and I Got a Woman. And on side B, it's Kansas City, My Babe, Jambalaya, You Better Move On, What I Say, and Ya Ya. And after watching John Heaton's channel, he's turned me into a bit of an Abba fan now. I always had the greatest hits, of course, but I've been buying up their studio albums. I think I've got 3 studio albums now. This is one of them, and I picked this up on tape cassette, Super Trooper. Another good album by Abba. The title track is great. The Winner Takes It All, love that. Me and I, Our Last Summer, Lay All Your Love on Me. Good stuff, nice to have. And I was really pleased to pick this up. This is Cast All Change, their debut album. These are a 90s Britpop band. This album is packed with hits. All Right, Sandstorm, Fine Time, Walk Away, and a little known gem called Four Walls. And my eyes lit up when I saw this because this is an album I love a lot. This is Elvis Costello and the Attractions, Blood and Chocolate, and this has got Tokyo Storm Warning on, which is a great song. I Want You is a big favourite with Elvis Costello fans. Blue Chair, Battered Old Bird, Crimes of Paris, Poor Napoleon, love it. Really pleased to have got this. And I was equally pleased to get this. This is Bruce Springsteen, Tunnel of Love. And thinking about it, I think this was the very first Bruce Springsteen album that I bought on CD many years ago. And I love this album. I could name every song on this album. I won't, so I'll just give you 5. Tougher Than the Rest, Walk Like a Man, the title track, Brilliant Disguise, and Two Faces. Great album. And as you can probably tell, I'm getting excited again about collecting tape cassettes. of albums that I've already got in multiple formats. And it's clearly spiked the collector in me, because I must have woke up one morning and thought I must have a George Harrison album on tape cassette. The first George Harrison album I ever heard actually was on tape cassette. It was Cloud 9. I remember my brother Liam borrowed it from his good friend Mark Kennedy. But anyway, I wanted some George, and I went to eBay and put in tape cassettes George Harrison, and I came across this somewhere in England, and I think it was a couple of quid, maybe £1.50 postage, so it still cost me £3.50. I love the two Hoagie Carmichael covers on here, especially Baltimore Oriole, and Hong Kong Blues is fantastic. Writings on the Wall is nice, Life Itself, all those years ago, good stuff. And yesterday I was in Nottingham city centre doing my Christmas shopping. I always leave everything until the last minute. And I went to my favourite second-hand record store, Rob's Records, and I picked up these. Paul Simon, Graceland, and Prefab Sprout, From Langley Park to Memphis. Graceland is an absolute classic, an album I love a lot. Gumboots, Diamonds on the Soles of Her Shoes, You Can Call Me Al, Crazy Love Volume 2, great songs. And Prefab Sprout, a band I'm very fond of and I'm always keen to mention because not too many people talk about these. These are the best kept secret of the 80s. The King of Rock and Roll was a hit single for the band. Some people may remember that. Cars and Girls is great, Enchanted, Hey Manhattan. I love Prefab Sprout. And that's it, 10 tape cassettes. I'm really pleased with all of them. I think they cost me around a tenner all in. I've bought about 30 tapes in total. I just thought I'd show you 10 of the best, and I know me, this time next year I'll have 100 tapes. You just wait and see. But what about you? Do you still have tape cassettes? Are you collecting tape cassettes? Have you found any good bargains yourself recently? Please let me know in the comments section below. I'd be interested to read. Please give the video the thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to the channel. There'll be lots more to come. Thanks as always for watching. See you next time.